Welcome to One Insight. My name is Rich Litvin. I grew up in London and I now live in LA. And this is a podcast for extraordinary top performers and their coaches. You see, I've coached some of the most successful and talented people on the planet. I can see what most people cannot see, and I dare to say what most people wouldn't dare to say. And what I know about success is that on the other side of it, it can be incredibly lonely. You can feel more of an imposter the more successful you become. And when you're the most interesting person in the room, you're actually in the wrong room. Clients who are more successful, more intelligent, and wealthier than you need your support more than they know and more than you can imagine. I coach around insight. Life looks one way, something happens, and the world looks different, and your entire world changes. It can happen in an instant. And this podcast is called One Insight because a single insight can change everything. It was 2007, and I said to my coach, I really admire you because you take off a month every summer. I'd love to do that one day, maybe 2 or 3 years' time. And he said, why don't you start this year? I said, that'd be crazy. I can't do it this year. Like it was like May and summer was coming up. He said, why don't you do it this year? Well, the power of coaching is not that your coaches tell you the answers. It's that they give you great questions to live into. So I sat with that for a little while. What if I could do it this year? And I had an idea. What if I went to all of my current clients and I said this? Hey, I'm planning to take off 4 weeks this summer. I'm going to be traveling. I still have the ability to coach you while I'm traveling, so we can continue as normal. But I wanted to give you an idea. Would you be interested if you took off this month from coaching as well, and then we'll add a month on at the end? It means you'll end up having a month more coaching than me, and you get to have a summer off. And every single one of them went, wow, that sounds amazing. And like that, I suddenly had my summer off. And I've never gone back. I used to take off a month in the summer and 2 weeks at Christmas, and that gradually grew until this summer. I've had 7 weeks off so far. I'm back for this week, and then I go away to Hawaii next week for another week. I take 2 months off in the summer, and I take a month off at Christmas. I put it to you that life is created, and you can create it any way you like. Years ago, a buddy of mine was planning a sabbatical. He wanted to take a whole year to go traveling around the world, take a year out from his career. So in the year ahead, as he was planning, he planned it a long time out. He had this idea. He said, I'm going to take 1 week off a month as like practice. And as soon as I heard that, I thought, oh, that sounds so great. A week off a month? I'd love to have 1 week off a month. So I went to all of my new clients, all the new enrollment calls. And as people were starting to talk to me, and they said, well, how does it work? And I say, well, logistically, it works like this. We have 3 calls a month. The 4th week a month, and sometimes the 5th, there's no call. You see, I'm not in the business of making you dependent upon me. I'm in the business of having you thrive, knowing that I'm here if you need support, but that eventually you realize you don't even need that support. So there are only 3 calls a month. And everyone who heard that, because of the way I languaged it, like I just did, thought that's amazing. In fact, I would say I'm not like all the other coaches who coach you every single week of every single month and make you dependent upon them. My entire job is to have you realize you've got all the answers inside of you. People thought that was amazing. And like that, I went from coaching 4 weeks a month to 3 weeks a month. A few years ago, I had this idea because one of my coaches would only coach for 30-minute sessions. And I thought, that's great. What if I didn't need an hour? And I moved all of my coaching to 30-minute sessions. Now, my coaching has this agreement, and it always has. I call it virtually unlimited coaching. Any of my clients ever, going back over a decade, I would say the agreement is what I call virtually unlimited coaching. You guys good? You following along? I've just jumped straight into teaching you some distinctions and tools. Feel good? Give me a wave. Okay, just checking in, all right. Virtually unlimited coaching. Yeah, great. I tell all my clients, we have X amount of calls a month. This is how long they last for, whether it's 30 minutes or an hour, you can choose what you want. But it's virtually unlimited coaching, which means if there's ever a time when you need more support, you just need to ask. It might mean that I say, oh, great, I've got some more time today. Instead of the 45 minutes we planned, let's go an extra 30 minutes. Instead of the hour-long call today, let's do 2 hours. I can't do more time today. How about we put another call on next week? And I'd make stuff up for them to help them. But I'd always add this distinction. Virtually unlimited coaching is not the same as emergency coaching. If you have an emergency, call 911. Call the emergency services. Nobody calls their coach when they have an emergency. Don't call me if there's an emergency. If you need more help, I'm here for you. Because I want them to understand, I'm not trying to train them anytime there's a problem, they immediately call me and ask for help. I'm training them for the big ideas, the big issues where we need to dive in more. I'm there for them.
For most of human history, it wasn't called coaching, it was called leadership. And it's what I love to do, to coach people, to lead people, and to mess with people's thinking. If you'd like more of this, or if you'd like to learn more about our community of extraordinary top performers, go to richlitvin.com/oneinsight.